Baseball fans, you're watching On Deck with Tyler Redmond.
I have to talk about just an overlying major story that, of course, circled the Braves the other day. Cal Conley gets called the third strike, automatic strike for to end the game for a spring training game. Here's the deal. I told you over the offseason, whenever this was made, that I didn't hate the idea of a pitch clock, right? I didn't hate the idea that this was one day coming. Now, seeing it in action, I don't like it. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like it. I think it's a little too rushed. I think there's an idea that could be made similar to it that could be better. I don't necessarily completely disagree that the game needs to be sped up. Not for me, not for you, the people who are watching this, because if you're watching this, you're just as invested in baseball as I am. But for the people who flip the channel, that's what this is for. So I don't necessarily disagree that they need to, do something. I don't love the implementation. I don't love that the batter has to be ready by 8 seconds, or I think it's a little too rushed. Now that said, it's how it is this year. I do have some concerns with it in the sense of, what about the postseason? Are postseason games going to be played the exact same way? Is a World Series game potentially going to be ended on that? I mean, I just think there's a lot of concern to be had, and I think it's a little too rushed at the plate. Manny Machado is a player who, didn't have a lot of time to get set in the box. Not to mention there's a lot of thought that goes into each at bat. All right, he just threw me a fastball. Is the curveball coming, or is he going back to the fastball? That kind of thing. You don't have a lot of time to communicate with your third base coach if you want to. There's a lot that I have concerns about, and I don't want it to become a parody. And that would be my biggest concern with the pitch clock. I hope that postseason play does not have the pitch clock. I would be very disappointed in baseball if they had the pitch clock. I think the more dramatic those games are, the better, no matter how much time is in between each pitch. Now, I read today that Scherzer likes the pitch clock. Well, of course he does. He's a pitcher. It doesn't take a lot of time to get ready. And he's also a madman. So that being said, I don't hate it. I don't hate the clock, but I think there's a better implementation. I think more time, even if it's slightly, even if it's another 5 to 10 seconds, something should be implemented. That's my thoughts on it. In terms of banning the shift, I don't think we've seen enough of that yet. I do think that banning the shift will provide more offense that's not a homer. I think things like that. I think players like Brian McCann would have really benefited from something like that, but it's also changing the game. My biggest issue with changing the game, specifically to 2023, is the fact that we're doing so much in so little time. Think about it. This year alone, you're implementing bigger bases, you're banning the shift, you are making a pitch clock, you are making the runner on second rule and extra innings permanent. You have also made the throw over rule, which is the most terrible rule I've ever heard. If you don't know what I'm talking about, if a pitcher throws over to first twice and doesn't get the runner goes to second. I disagree with that wholeheartedly. But I also think we're just doing so much to quicken the pace of a game that we're taking away the essence of the game. And look, it's going to happen whether or not I agree with it or not, whether you agree with it or not. That doesn't mean I can't speak my mind about it. Doesn't mean you can't speak your mind out about it. So make sure to comment. We'll talk about it. But now we are here to talk to you. So in the comments, of course, again, make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to hit the bell for notifications so that you...
Baseball fans, make sure you like and share this video and subscribe to this channel. As always, thank you for your support.